Good day, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Welcome to this week's learning session from Training Location. We are an authorized DiSC distributor for Wiley Publishing, as well as a channel partner with the Ken Blanchard Companies. My name is Bill Harshman, and I'll be your presenter today for this short, informative lesson. We know that the four-quadrant DiSC model actually houses a total of 12 separate styles. This lesson continues our understanding of not just four quadrants with which we're already familiar, rather an understanding how changing proximity, or the distance to a neighboring style, within a particular quadrant yields a result which identifies a separate, unique DiSC style. Today's focus is on one of those styles called the SC, or steady conscientious style. Where'd this come from? Well, as the DiSC has evolved and become totally computer-based, the algorithm showed a much more robust capability to plot your dot, if you will, very specifically within one of the four quadrants. Research eventually showed that the analysis and weighting of the results placed the same styles in various places of a given quadrant. Simply put, the result was different degrees of the same style and slightly differing preferences and priorities. So what's in this for you, the learner? This lesson is going to be helpful if you haven't taken the DiSC, or if you don't know your DiSC style, or if you're already a style other than SC. Now, just a quick note, any style with two letters is called a combined style. So depending on the sequencing of that combined style letters, the first style shown is the more prominent one than the second. In the case of SC, the S is the prominent style. So as such, in the case of a combined SC style, much of the criteria, the priorities, the qualities, etc., are reflective of the steady or S quadrant where the SC style resides. Okay, let's continue. So quick summary, you may have seen this before of the SC style. Let's start with what we know. We already know a couple basics about SC style, which resides within the steady quadrant. The S quadrant, including the SI, the S, and the SC styles, has a pace of cautious and reflective, combined with an agreeableness quotient of accepting and warm, which we nickname people focused. And the brief list of observable behaviors or descriptors still includes even tempered, accommodating, patient, humble, and tactful. Now, from our model, we also know that the SC style priorities differ slightly than those of the S and the SI, and they include stability, support, and accuracy. Now, as we proceed in this lesson, you'll notice one or more of these priorities identified in our SC candidate. Refer to our blog titled Everything DiSC Workplace Profile, the 8 Priorities, if you'd like to understand a little more about the priorities associated with the DiSC styles, specifically SC style. Now, the thrust of our lesson today is around the priorities and qualities that tie those aforementioned descriptors together. Let's begin by examining the SC priorities. Now, priorities, which are listed around the circumference of the model, are the primary areas where people focus their energy, depending on their DiSC style. Everyone has at least 3, and some people have 4, maybe 5, but having more than 3 is no better or worse. So I'm sharing priorities from that Everything DiSC workplace profile in this example. The Everything DiSC workplace priorities are unique to you and based on your results. Priorities simply help us understand how our style might be reflected in motivations and behaviors within real life work scenarios. So the important thing to remember is that when things get foggy, such as when there's stress or uncertainty, we seek these priorities that are associated with our style. Now, priorities of the SC style, which are shared with the adjacent CS style, are stability and support and accuracy. Now, stability, which means that the SC seeks to attain consistent outcomes. They're cautious in nature and they may prefer to work in a predictable environment with few surprises. For support, the SC tends to be accommodating and willing to forfeit their own needs and preferences as necessary. They're typically patient and diplomatic and aren't likely to become overly emotional when pushed. For accuracy, the SC prefers to work systematically to produce quality work and effective solutions with an analytical approach. So there's our priorities. Next, we consider the qualities of the SC style. The qualities are similar to core needs mentioned in previous articles. However, they're less unconscious and more at the surface near conscious observable behavior. The qualities vary and are represented in scales. Due to the pairings of styles, to form a particular scale, you'll notice that these dual letter designations are shared with their neighbor dual letter mirror. For example, the SC and CS styles are physically paired together, and as such, they share qualities. Same is true of the CD or DiSC or ID or IS and SI, and you'll see these going around the circle. The result is 8 DiSC scales instead of 12 that you might expect. So again, we have 12 styles contained in 8 scales because of some of that pairing of the mirrored styles. Let me note here, though the SC and CS styles are separate and unique, you can consider the SC and CS styles as one scale when it comes to these qualities that we're going to talk about. Let's take a look at those. Let's review the qualities of the SC and CS styles, which include stability, harm avoidance, and modesty. Now, let's look at stability. If you ask the SC, they will tell you that chaos and uncertainty are generally uncomfortable for them. They take a cautious approach to change and prefer to maintain the status quo. They have a better sense of what to expect, and this allows them to trust that their persistent, conscientious efforts will pay off. Also, when it comes to stability, the SC may maintain a level of comfort by surrounding themselves with predictable routines and steady relationships. A lot of their energy can be spent trying to secure this comfort zone to make and keep it safe and a safe and stable place also. If this is challenged, it can be particularly draining and stressful for the SC. Let's look a little bit closer at harm avoidance. The SC wants to scan their environment and consider all the variables before they act. Also, the SC wants to absorb all information. As such, they may be reluctant to change or move forward due to the impossibility to predict all the different implications, kind of paralyzed, if you will. And third, the SC wants to avoid failure. As such, they may hesitate to jump into a task that they believe is beyond their skill or keep unconventional ideas to themselves to avoid criticism. So, modesty. The SC tends to be content with stable work that they know well, often willing to work behind the scenes. Modestly, they don't tend to self promote, causing their contributions and talents to sometimes go unnoticed. And last, about modesty, when the SC must deal with forceful people, they may quietly question whether their opinions are worthwhile. They prefer to have a rock solid case before asserting their perspective. Should they be shown a crack in their argument, they may back down from any kind of fight. So, where do they differ? These two styles I keep talking about, SC and CS. Up until now, I've referred to neighboring styles interchangeably in terms of overlap of only their priorities and the qualities, respectively. However, it's important to remember they are two different, distinct, unique styles. The placement of those dots on the DiSC model is determined by the computer algorithms. So, I want to share some clarifying information, identifying information also to help make this distinction clear. Now, this table shows that the two styles do share priorities and qualities. You can see by the green bar across there. However, they differ in terms of their other criteria listed there as determined where their respective dots fell within the different quadrants. Again, one fell in the S quadrant, one fell in the C quadrant. And we'll talk about CS eventually in a future lesson. To some, these differences may seem subtle. However, lumping them together, these two styles, is just inappropriate and unfair. So one of our cornerstone principles shows us that each and all 12 DiSC styles are unique and equally valuable. So that was a lot of new, detailed, complex info. What do I glean from that? And how do I apply meaning to my life? So just consider leadership. Let's talk about that for a second. The SC style, excuse me, they get 360 feedback from their managers, direct reports, and peers, which points to the lowest ratings when it comes to speaking or acting authoritatively, managing up for their teams, pushing for change through resistance, attacking or tackling problems in a timely manner. Conversely, the SC style got their highest ratings when it comes to being receptive to other people's needs, maintaining composure during stress, being diplomatic, open to input, facilitating dialogue. Now, let's also consider some of the assumptions operating within people having the SC style. If you're an SC, see which ones fit for you. First is, I should never be the source of someone else's unhappiness. And I'm half pretending that I know what I'm doing. And I show my value by helping people. If my world isn't in harmony, things are bad. I'm valuable because I make other people happy. And last, I'm willing to put in whatever amount of time helping the other person feel like they're important and that their concerns matter. So, so what is for the SC to consider how they would increase their effectiveness. So at a glance, they're into friendship and working with other people, doing things together. However, this can come across as kind of indirect and avoiding if it's overused. So this lesson hopefully will help the people with the SC style to increase their effectiveness by just accepting and understanding their style and incorporating that what they know about other styles toward improved communication. So I hope this has been helpful and increase your awareness, your knowledge, and familiarity of the disc, and specifically the SC or steady conscientious style. Whether your needs include leadership, employee engagement, culture change, or just simply communication 101, DISC is the research-based proven leading training solution. It's impacted more than 8 million learners in over 130,000 organizations and through 14 languages in over 70 countries worldwide. DISC provides a quick, intuitive way to understand yourself and others, and it delivers immediate and lasting impact on people and culture. And as always, the key to effectiveness through DISC is understanding your and others' styles, then using that knowledge for improved interactions. We have the full suite of everything DISC assessments to help you craft individual and team solutions at your organization. And here's our contact information before you go. I want to extend you a resource and a request. I'll be happy to send you a sample PDF of any of the DISC profiles you see on our website, or if you'd like to discuss a complimentary live webinar introducing DISC or one of the profiles to your team or organization, use the email shown info@training location, and I'll get back to you. Please be sure and check out our learning blog at www.traininglocation.com and click on blogs. And keep an eye out for our next article in the series. And before you close your screen, we always appreciate your like, your share, download, and of course, for continued learning, please subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new content. Thank you for joining us, and goodbye till next time.